this project involves 15 learning disabled adults from the centres around Leeds that they regularly use the services of Aspire Community Benefits Society.
The patient carer community is a community of patients, carers and family members from the local area that get involved in health education.
It's about bringing two communities together, bringing the trainee doctors of Leeds University together with the learning disabled community in Leeds.
So really it's about bringing their lived experience of living with a condition. So it's a more holistic approach to medicine, and the students are really keen to know about that.
We as a company specialise in using drama to examine and improve communication skills between groups. And this time we're looking at people with learning disabilities.
We use drama as a tool to help improve the customers' voices, and it also helps the trainee doctors to better understand the learning disabled adults, so that when they go to meet them in a professional setting, they've got a bigger insight into who they are, how they communicate.
And I think we have a moral obligation to open up the doors of the medical school and invite the community in. The local community will be the students' patients when they're out in the clinics. So we need to get that relationship going right from the word go. And that's what the patient carer community is about. And that's what the Bright Sparks project's about.
I think the value of drama in medical education as a whole is the fact that it enables students to have fun. There's a lot about the medical curriculum that's very serious. They're going to become a professional that people will depend on with their lives. So it's just fabulous to see them break out of that once in a while and just have some fun and explore that side of things.
I've come to do this today because I'm actually really curious about kind of learning difficulties and kind of communication issues, because I think it's an intimate part of kind of my medical education, but also I think I think we have a responsibility to understand how people communicate with us as well as how we communicate with other people. Using these workshops and kind of performing, it really kind of engages the whole person. Although they have learning difficulties and communication difficulties, it's a way to address those difficulties.
The theatre games helps the connection. It drops all those, I'm a doctor and you're a patient, we are just people doing something together. And actually at the base of that is real communication.
They come together and they collaborate as equals. And that's something that tends to be missing from standard medical conversations and practice. So it's just nice for them to feel, we're all in this together and we're building something together, which is fundamentally what we're trying to get to happen in medical practice, that there is an equality of people coming together and working out what is best for the client.
And the theatre techniques help them to shed some of that formality that we expect of them constantly in medical school and on placement. And actually some of that formality will be the barrier to connection.
Sharing that experience with the learning disabled adults, that experience doesn't leave you. You will carry that positivity about dealing with some of the communication issues these people have. You will go out of that and you will carry that throughout the rest of your career.
The customers for Bright Sparks, like anybody that participates in theatre arts, is moved by it. I think it empowers you. In my own experience, any kind of difficulty in life can be challenged on stage, whether that's challenging it by giving yourself a physical or a metaphorical mask in front of you, or whether it's just by challenging yourself to be with people. You learn about community, you learn about sharing, you learn about caring, you learn about responsibility. And my limited experience working with Bright Sparks client base, their customers seem to get exactly the same things out of working in theatre that the young people I work with in youth theatre, and indeed the students I work with in university.
The people with learning disabilities, they're a very honest group. So if they are enjoying themselves, you know that they are really enjoying themselves. They won't pretend.
Oh, they're absolutely loving it. They never stop talking about it. They remind you the day before that it's tomorrow, and then the day after and it'll be next week again, won't it? And they're absolutely loving it.
It's fun. It's a way of expressing themselves, and some people haven't got a voice to be able to express themselves, so through dance, music, drama, it enables them to do this.
When you're dealing with people with non-conventional communication styles, the arts seems to be a perfect solution to that, as the arts themselves use non-conventional ways of communicating.
Commitment to Play was inspired by a quote from George Bernard Shaw, who said, "We don't stop playing because we grow old because we stop playing." It sort of inspires a lot of what we do in our approach to drama.
A little bit like the idea of throwing yourself into the work wholeheartedly, in a way without any forethought of what might happen in the drama sessions that day, and just reacting on a gut level, and within minutes before you know it, you're actually getting up there and doing drama and having great fun and trust with the learning disabled adults, and that it coalesces into a group where the hierarchies have all gone, the barriers have all gone, and they're just in it together making a show.
Creativity is vital for our society, and I think we're currently in a world that denies that. If you don't challenge people to be curious, you don't ask questions of them, how can they learn, how can they respond, and how can they respond in new and exciting ways? And a thing that I've experienced and I watch with Bright Sparks, I see your customers excited, wanting to do more. Their disabilities are irrelevant to the activity they're taking part in, and it's the ability to find new things to say, find new ways to say it. That's why it's vital. That's why it's so important.